Hello, I would like to present my business plan for Danny's Place. My name is TCarper. I am the owner of Danny's Place, and I am presenting this business plan on June 15th, 2019. Our business opportunity is a small local restaurant providing farm-to-table and locally sourced foods, wines, and beers from local producers. We want to have community initiatives for job training, providing a family atmosphere, local entertainment, being available for private events such as wine tastings or farmers markets, and then community special events and fundraisers for organizations like the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, Veterans Associations, and the local schools. As a new entrepreneur, I found several business tool references that will help me not only start up my business, but help me continue to run as a successful business. One of them is Fundable, which is a website full of resources that include things from startup guide to helping develop a business plan to funding to problem solving. It's also a website I found that helps with crowdfunding, which is an interesting way to raise capital for your business through angel investors, and it's kind of like a GoFundMe for business. Live Plan is a software program that can help any type of business, from writing the business plan step by step to after business is up and running, options for day-to-day management, budgeting, forecasting, things like that. The U.S. Small Business Association is full of resources and links through government organized areas of business planning and small business information. Fundera is also another one-stop shop for information, lots of links, blogs, article, research tools for current business owners and those wishing to develop a startup. And the National Restaurant Consultants, which was an interesting resource that I found that has market trends, services ranging from startup plans, funding, operations management, failing business action plans, and recruiting. So Danny's Place is located in Sandwich, Illinois. We're about 60 miles southwest of Chicago, way out on the edge of the western suburbs. Myself and my mother, Bridget Hoffman, are the owners, and we are bringing my dream to reality. It's named after my father, who introduced me to my love of food and cooking, and he passed away when he was 64, so this is kind of an homage to him. I have 10 years of restaurant experience plus 25 years of social service experience, which will come into play in a little bit. I'll tell you about that. And Bridget has 50 years of retail sales and management to bring to the business. Our menu will be small and rotate seasonally, featuring weekly specials. The menu will be of American and German influences. My mom is German. That's where my mom and dad met. And I have a lot of family recipes that I like to bring and introduce to people, and I think it's a great way to add something different to an area that is primarily American food. And the plan is also to have a garden if we can, and have our own vegetables, herbs, things like that to utilize for the restaurant. The goal of Danny's Place is to become a very integral part of the local community and highlight other businesses. There is a winery, there's a local brewery. Actually, there's two wineries, a local brewery. We are in the heartland. We are in Illinois. We are surrounded by farmers and farmers markets, and this will be a great opportunity to highlight other local businesses and bring their product to the community that might not otherwise know it's there, and also to create jobs and job training. I have a long social services career, from adjudicated juveniles to adults with developmental disabilities, and this is a very high level group that is in desperate need of job training skills with the right people that can engage them and teach them and bring their skills to life. We have a local rehabilitation center that I used to work at, and the mindset in small communities sometimes is that they're not capable of being productive, working citizens of the community, and I know that that is not true. So I want to have a place where we can hire people living with developmental disabilities, provide them job training, sustainable income, maybe not full time, but it gives them a sense of community because they really do want to be part of that and live as normal life as possible. So our mission at Danny's Place is to come in as a guest and leave as family. And our vision is to be deeply rooted in the local community and make an impact on the local economy and provide a business that truly values its community and pays it forward. The products and services of Danny's Place are actually quite simple. There will be a limited menu. You've gone into a restaurant and there's 20 pages of 1,000 different food choices, and what I have learned over time is that quality goes down when you have an extreme quantity available. So the limited menu will rotate by seasons and feature weekly and daily specials. The premise is to keep things simple, keep quality the highest standard. All food will be prepared fresh, nothing will be pre-made, including desserts. The menu may change and have healthy options, maybe one or two food choices that are gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian, or low carb. These are really not hard things to do, and there are a lot of people that are going with alternative ways of eating. So we want to be able to give them a choice as well. Kid-friendly food. Of course, the menu will be a kid-friendly food like burgers and chicken tenders, but instead of it being pre-made, frozen, brought in on a truck, it's going to be fresh and handmade within the restaurant. So the kids still get what they like to eat, and parents know that they're getting a more healthy version of that. I already talked a little bit about the hiring of individuals with special needs and providing a safe learning and working environment. The fundraising and community events for schools and local organizations. The other thing is partnering with the state of Illinois through EPIC, which is a program to assist with job training for people on SNAP, which is our food assistance program, to help them gain skills necessary to get good jobs and rely less on state assistance. So these would be low-income families, maybe single-parent family homes, and get them into the workforce and give them the job training skills and give them a chance where maybe a larger company may not. The kid-friendly activities, which is a really exciting thing, I think. I'm a single mom, and taking my son when he was little to a restaurant was sometimes challenging, but we're going to have things like chalkboard walls and play areas, not like the McDonald's play area, but play areas with interactive toys and books where the kids can go sit and be kids, and parents, grandparents can sit and enjoy conversation and meal and keep an eye on their little ones. Again, this is a thought process here, and we will see how it actually plays out in real life by testing this option. So looking at the casual restaurant industry, it has seen a nominal growth of 5.3% in 2017, and more diners are preferring the healthy menu options and a place they like to go that offers locally sourced foods. This is a big market trend right now. Future food trends, local sourcing, fresh produce, healthy eating, and the emphasis on those authentic items, like I mentioned earlier, having simple, high-quality foods, a limited menu, so customers know that everything is being done for them at the time. I don't want to have the big truck coming in unloading boxes of frozen, pre-prepared food. Every restaurant does that. So the full-service restaurants have new cuts of meat, street food inspired dishes, and the healthy kids meals. That's also another big push. The restaurant industry is a $745 billion industry in the U.S. alone. With that being said, there are some index performances that they test, and the restaurant industry is at about 100.2. So the value over 100 shows that there's a period of expansion in the industry, which is very good given some things in the economy have seen a downturn. But the restaurant industry is starting to see an upturn if they follow the future food trends that we talked about earlier. Of course, what would a business be without competition? Our main competition that we have through the larger well-known chain restaurants, Chili's, Sweet Tomatoes, Red Robin. These three restaurants serve the same demographic, 30 to 60, all have the kid, family-friendly environment. All three offer a variety of kids menus with healthy options and a variety of food and an atmosphere of casual dining without the loud bar scene crowd. How we're going to take advantage of this is to be present in the community. Find out what items and offerings these larger restaurants offer to attract their customers and create a very similar option. I think that a small business in a smaller community, the more connected we are with the members of that community on a daily basis, provides the care that a larger restaurant chain wouldn't offer, doing things for the local schools, the local organizations, and being present and active on a day-to-day basis. So where these large chain franchises have weakness, Danny's Place is going to build on that and use that to our advantage through our menu, technology, and customer service. I really love this quote: "The best marketing doesn't feel like marketing." Tom Fishburne is the founder and CEO of Marketunist, and this quote really resonated with me because anything that feels forced or anything that feels rushed or cookie cutter to me just doesn't cut it. The nice thing about a small community is that you have small community marketing options that go to every single home. Social media, of course, like Facebook and Instagram, to feature pictures and specials, and that's where we want to build that family connection by having a very active Facebook page and linking it together to reach out to our target demographic. Let's face it, everybody's on Facebook, but creating some of these small town groups and interactions is going to be really key to utilize the social media movement. Print advertising, we have a magazine that goes to every residence in the area. It's called The Clipper, and it is a 4-county area wide magazine that is an advertising magazine. So you can put in coupons, you can do full page ad, a quarter page ad, but they also link up to what's called like a daily deals, where you can get $30 worth of food for $10, and they have a limited amount of these, and you call a number. So that's a really great marketing source for us. Again, putting it out there, and the consumers have it on a monthly basis. They don't have to do anything to get it. It just comes to them. The radio promotion, I think, is really fun. We have a small local radio station that does encompass about 4 counties again, 4 or 5 counties. And they have a thing called Sponsor Wheel, which is a huge thing here. They even have one at the county fair. You can go spin the wheel and get a number and win a prize. But 4 or 5 times a day, they play Sponsor Wheel, and you buy a spot on the Sponsor Wheel, and they run your advertisement, a little small quip about your business, and then you can offer a special. But there's a pot that builds, a cash pot that builds each time somebody doesn't win. So you win that cash pot, but you can do either just for choosing Danny's Place, you could win like a free appetizer, or if you pick Danny's Place and you win, you get like a $50 gift card on top of the $20 cash pot. So that's a really great way, like I said, it's played 4 times a day. A lot of people listen to it. A lot of local people call in. And it doesn't get lost in the big national radio stations because it is local. And of course, a company website linked to everything, coupons and reviews and things to highlight our community service programs as well. So I feel like these 4 areas are going to fit that quote the best, that it is the best marketing and it doesn't feel like marketing. So our management team, of course, is made up of myself and my mother as the primary owners. I do have 3 investors lined up to make up the other 20%. We've worked out a very nice deal that is advantageous to both of us, myself and each investor, and the dividends will be paid on a quarterly basis. But these 3 people are longtime friends of mine that are also entrepreneurs. So they're bringing me a ton of experience and can help guide me through this process. They've all known that I've had this passion for a long time and that I'm really excited to try my hand at this business. And then, of course, I will have a front end manager and a kitchen manager. Amy and Ben are both close personal friends and have also been along for the ride on this dream. Basic financial analysis, we estimated the startup costs at about $220,000. Danny's place is going to be small, have 18 tables, 8 bar stools, seats, and we can accommodate 70 to 80 customers at full capacity. And here's some of the numbers. An average per person bill would be about $15, and working our way at average daily sales, weekly, monthly, and then annually we forecast about $630,000 in revenue. Of course, that doesn't include sales taxes, and that's just our what we're looking at as our total gross sales for the year. Of course, as a new startup, we don't have solid financial history, but we did do some forecasting, working with my investors, and learning about what we could do. Our ratio analysis, of course, isn't perfect or where it should be, but when you look through this, you can tell that the goal is to carry a low debt to asset ratio and have a solid profit margin, and our ROI is excellent. The investors are willing to put up over 50% of the capital needed to start the business, which is great. So I start off with a low debt ratio. And the investors, like I said, are entrepreneurs as well. So they're going to be advisors and mentors in the business. And I will have meetings with them. They are going to help me make decisions. And of course, all of that is just to get me started and make me successful. And as the more successful I am, the more successful they will be as far as dividends and things like that. Working through our income statement, again, using the number for sales of $630,000 annually, and working through our operating expenses and our operating income pre-tax, we come out with a total net income of about $331,000 a year. And monthly, that works out to a net income of just over $10,000, which for a startup business is very good. That's after everybody's paid, everything is paid, and that's our profit margin each month. Of course, we hope to increase that, but the whole goal of Danny's Place is it's not for me to get rich, it's to provide enrichment to the community. And of course, our balance sheet worked out. Looking back at our ratio analysis, you can see that maybe we're not exactly where we should be as far as assets and liabilities. However, we do have solid investors and their equity is important as well. Danny's Place will start off renting. We will not own our own facility at first. That will be a long-term goal, is then to buy our own property, which of course would change a lot of things. But at the moment, we are starting off with renting a facility that comes already set up as a restaurant, and that is going to also help our debt to income ratio. And finally, our operating budget and our cash flow statement. I'm not going to read through the cash flow statement. It's a little confusing to me, honestly. The operating budget, though, I think is really important based on the projected sales that we have annually and monthly, gives us an operating income pre-tax of about $365,000 a year, which I think is pretty good. Our marketing costs, based on what we're going to do locally, keeps that low. Again, renting a business, renting a building is also going to keep our expenses low. We don't have a lot of loan payments. Mainly those are for assets such as equipment and decor and things like that, things that we can take with us if anything, God forbid, were to happen. Obviously insurance and things like that. So we're looking at a monthly operating budget of just over $30,000 a month. At the end of the year, based on the cash flow statement that we projected, at the end of the year, we should increase our cash from the beginning of 160,000 to about 210,000. So we will increase our increase in cash on hand by about $40,000 at the end of the year, which I think is a good plus for a startup business. I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to learn about Danny's Place and my dream becoming a reality. It's a interesting, very exciting, and scary road ahead for me. My presentation has been provided on disc for you, as well as a printed copy of the full business plan. I look forward to discussing it with you in more detail at your convenience. And I just want to let you know that this dream of mine is something that I have had since I was a young girl playing waitress in my basement. And I'm so blessed to have had a family that introduced me to food and business and helping me be a successful person in life. And I can't wait to give back to the community through Danny's Place. Thank you.